Alright, hey guys, we're back with the 2025 trading recap just for journaling purposes. As you guys can see, we are in drawdown here. So we're down, what is this, 2% on the challenge right now. And we'll be going over as to what exactly happened and how we will be bouncing back. But let's look at the trades first before we get started. So I placed them in order. AN right over here, it was on January 7th. Let me pull it up here. Whoops. Okay, so AN, it's you guys can see very wonky, right? We are in a range. So my thought process was, we're going to keep ranging up and down, up and down. So my bias was we're going to go down to these lows, so you guys can see. So we actually had a really good looking entry and strategy model right here, where you get the fake liquidity. We go back to the zone right here. The reaction actually looked really good for the first two candles. Then we took it on break of structure, and now after the candle closure right over here, I thought to myself, okay, this is confirmation that we will go lower. And as you guys can see, it came a little choppy, so I did cut off on break even on this trade. So this trade is 0, right? All good. And then GBP odd, so G odd. So looking here, my bias right here after the big dip, right? We had a double top here, double top in the previous highs as well. My analysis was okay, boom, right? The model, okay, we got it. It actually had a really good reaction right here. So it went deep into the zone, came back and closed bullish. So I was like, my incentive was, okay, we're holding the zone fairly well, and we'll hold it. And then as you guys can see, the second candle, boom, actually decent reaction right here. Look, we pushed down the lows, we couldn't break lower. So my thought was, okay, psychology wise, I do these in my back testings, we'll let it play. This trade lost, so that's a -1. It's all good. That was from January 8th, so the next day. So back-to-back losing days. And then I think this was a month of loss streaks. As you guys can see, UJ actually as well. UJ right here. This was actually on the same day, the 8th. This time though, it was looking really good, if I have to be honest. We did miss this 1 to 10 trade as previously shown on the old video because of the Christmas season. So I actually came in fairly confident on this trade. You guys can see, right? We have our structures right here, boom, and we go down, right? So this is our entry model pretty much. We have a demand zone right here. We break a structure on this liquidity low, boom, we go back down to the zone. So this reaction looked actually really good as well. In confluence, we did have the 200 EMA, right? So we broke bullish. Okay, after this candle and we go above, perfect, good looking reaction. We actually hit 1 to 1.8 and then it started crashing down. So we lost that as well. Now UK 100, UK 100 has been very bullish. I actually have nothing on UK 100. Okay. Oh, I think it was, yeah, GCAD right here. Okay, so GCAD, as you guys could see, let's just mark out this big zone right here. Okay, so GCAD, my bias was, look, we kept on breaking lows. So now we are a bearish sentiment. So what ended up happening was we did get into the zone right here. We had liquidity resting here, liquidity is here. We did sweep all of that liquidity, so we had this one left, right? At the time, it did look really well on my psychology. So I just saw, boom, we had this little liquidity. We go all the way down to the lows, and then we just hover. But then at this time, I should have taken into consideration that there was a triple bottom right over here. And as you guys can see, the sentiment has changed, right? It formed a bullish trend line right here. Alright, I did this. I still took this trade. I wouldn't say this was an A plus trade, probably like a B setup. Okay. The reason why I did take this setup is you guys can see over here. We actually got stopped out like boom. So this had a really good reaction. So I thought, okay, we have to move lower. Right. So it actually sweeped our stops. Did move lower. It still wouldn't have hit our preferred lows right here. But we always have a stop at 3 to 1. So we could have gotten something, maybe a 1.5. It's all good. Alright, so now the last two trades for the final month is, I'll show you guys something messed up, okay? So EU, oh my gosh, EU. So EU, right over here, okay, so we actually would have made everything that was lost for the month of January on this trade. So you can see this is a, I would say, an A plus setup right over here. Okay, why? Right, again, for the model, we have a demand zone right here. Boom, we have liquidity formed. We break structure, and then we go back down to the zone. Right. So two things that came into my mind during this trade. Number one, we have a big ass gap that has to be filled right over here for the weekend, which it's. It didn't quite fill the gap. Number two, we are extremely bullish. As you guys can see, it's just been popping off the EMA. And number three, perfect model, right? So I actually got stopped out on this trade by 1 pip, you guys. So on my broker, right, 3-4 right over here. Look. Oh, so on TradingView it's fine, but on my broker I did 3-4 and right to the dot. As you guys can see, I got stopped out. And what happened after? We actually would have had hit our TP1 on the highs, and then TP2 was on the previous liquidity highs here as well. Right? It actually went a little higher. I think it actually perfectly double topped. Did it? Yeah, it did. Yeah, perfectly like on the wick. Okay, so that would have been TP2 right over here. Okay, so that would have been made the trade. And then the next day, GJ did the same thing. So this was just an unfortunate end of the month. As you guys can see, this actually was a perfect A plus setup as well, in my opinion, because we had right over here, okay, boom, right, we sweep this liquidity low. Now it does go ahead and hover over, but after this one right here where we fake push up and then go down to the zone immediately, this just cemented, okay, I'm gonna take this trade when it comes to our preferred zone. That on top as well, you guys can see, right, EMA was respected, wick, boom. So what I did, I entered on this candle right over here after candle closure. There was news here, but an hour later, right, it died down. And then GJ on my broker, right, TradingView is 3. Somehow I did not see it was 12. So you guys can see this is 4 pips. Okay, I had 12 spread, so 4 pips will fucking stop me out, which it did. Right. Now that being said, I was actually TP1's right over here, just at the highs, and then TP2. The reason why I put 7.7 was I was targeting these previous liquidity marks right over here. If you guys can see, I'll just mark this zone right here at the top. And it actually, again, it just fucking hit and then it dropped, right? So with these two trades, I actually would have passed my phase 1. But then again, right, the key to profitability, you guys, and being funded is consistency. And I always say to myself, you know, I have to be delusional if I want to be profitable. That's just the way it is in the market. Right now, this strategy works. It works for me. This is the one that resonates with myself. So I'm going to stay consistent with this strategy, you guys. It's just a monthly recap. Right now, we are in drawdown, but it's not a matter of if I will be profitable. It's a matter of when. If I keep these good habits up, I know I will be profitable. Maybe 2025, maybe not, right? Again, honestly, it depends on myself, right? So yeah, thank you guys for this month recap. I'm not sure if I'm going to do weekly recaps on February or just a monthly recap. So I've been just been journaling down on my notebook instead. But yeah, that's it for now. Current challenge, we are 49,000, so we're down. We are in drawdown. And yeah, again, one step at a time, right? When we finish this challenge, we move on to next, a bigger account, and then we build on from there. But if you guys have anything, feel free to let me know. Stay positive.